are super fortunate to have Miss Chelsea from the UK chatting with us on tapping into your greatness and owning your potential. So thank you so much for being here today, Chelsea, amongst all the chaos around the world. It's so cool how our world can get small doing something like this. I wish I could hug you and meet you in person one day, hopefully.
Yeah, one day. We can't do that at the moment, though, can we?
No, not at the moment. I just can't imagine, there being a better time to have these conversations where we're talking about inspiration and positivity and owning your greatness and using those skill sets to take it out into the world. So I've been a coach. Sometimes people say I've been a coach my whole life, but in reality, trained coach. I've only been a trained coach for 4 years, living on Vancouver Island and using my skill set in whatever way I can to inspire and support women as they learn to embrace the greatness of who they are and discover their purpose and to take it out into the world. So I'm super honored to have you today with me, and I'm just going to read a little bit of your bio just so people can get a little feel of who you are.
Yes.
So Chelsea is a life coach from the UK. She's a speaker and a master practitioner specializing in overcoming the past and creating a solid mindset through confidence building. She predominantly works with business owners who are successful on the outside, but lost on the inside. Totally get it. She helps them connect with who they truly are underneath the success so they can create the fulfilling and happy life they desire. Chelsea's been in some very dark places herself due to experiences she has had to overcome. So she knows what it's like to have to put on a mask, well put, every single day in order to show up. She knows how it feels to be considered confident and successful on the outside, but actually dealing with anxiety, low self-esteem, and zero confidence on the inside. She's battled thoughts of imposter syndrome and feeling like a fraud daily, and this has made herself and her voice invalid. Super relevant. Through the power of coaching, she was able to transform her life from wanting to hide to actually standing on stages and speaking to thousands of people, and now coaching people to find themselves again by inspiring business owners to have the confidence to create the life they really want, living unapologetically as themselves, free from past experiences, judgment, and self-doubt. This is a super beautiful bio, and it probably is the story of a lot of people that will be listening to what we're talking about.
It's a story of a lot of people. I bet everyone's going around pretending they've got it all together because that's the way we've got to show up for everyone.
Yeah. So I feel like the beautiful little piece, it's a massive piece. The piece in your bio that I would love for you to share a little bit about is the imposter syndrome, because for a lot of people, they've never heard that term. And it is such a powerful way of showing up in the world. So can you share with us a little bit around that?
Yeah, so for me, I'll tell it from my own story. I was dealing with being raped when I was 18 and then dealing with domestic abuse after that. So I had all this stuff going on that I was a bad person, I wasn't good enough. And instead of dealing with any of that, I just blocked it out. And I threw myself into work, into doing things to keep me busy. So on the outside, I created this persona of someone that was being confident. I worked with barristers and I was in finance and legal originally. And I'd go into court and I'd stand next to them, I'd build this confidence, this persona where I just had it all together, the person that I wanted to be. But underneath the surface, I was dealing with not feeling good enough, feeling anxiety, feeling lost, not knowing who I was. And the problem with that is that when you create the difference, when you're trying to hide who you actually are or your flaws or perceived flaws, you just get lost. And that whole feeling of imposter, you're actually doing everything that you can do, but you've got the skills, you've got the ability to do these things. But because you're not connected with actually who you are, what your values are, how you're showing up in the world, you have this constant, someone's going to see me. If they look too hard, if they scratch below the surface, they're going to see me and it's going to go away. So you're constantly fighting this battle, and that mask that you're putting on every single day just becomes harder to take off. You had this one for this person, you had this one for that person. And in the end of it, you're like, who actually am I? Oh, I'm a mess. I'm there, and you're laying up all that negative, because for most people, one of their values is being genuine and honest and authentic. Just generally, if you ask most people what they are, they're so important to them. And yet when we're showing up not as ourselves, when we're pretending to be okay, when we're pretending to be someone else, that's completely contradicting with who you are. So it just feeds into those negative thoughts that you have, which grows that kind of imposter, I'm a fraud, who am I?
Mm-hmm. Sounds exhausting.
It is absolutely exhausting.
And it's super interesting how I know this is going to resonate with people. It's super interesting how you said, I put this mask on for this person or this situation, and this mask for this situation, and this mask for this situation, because you feel like this is who you have to be in order to be acceptable or accepted,
Mm-hmm.
rather than the beautiful, incredibly pure version of who you actually are.
Yeah. Yeah, and what do you know what I absolutely, this is a thing that I've noticed. We look at other people who stand up in their rawness, who stand up with courage and share their story, or just go after what they want at any level. We look at those people, but when we turn the vulnerability on ourselves and how we show up, oh, we can't. It's a weakness. We can't show that. And so that's where the contradiction. We look at these people, admire them for showing up in the world and being who they are to the same person for everyone, but for ourselves, we go, oh no, we can't do that. I can't let anyone see the real me. And it is exhausting, because who do I need to be to fit in here? So I change it for this one. Who do I need to be in to fit in for this person? I've got to be this sort of mum for this group. I think Brené Brown says it in one of her talks. The problem with that is that when you we're not accepted into that group because you don't feel like you fit in, because you're not being true to yourself anyway, then it all falls apart, because you can't even fit in when you're faking it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really good point. Yeah.
But
If you can't fit in when you're faking it, wow.
what does that do to your self-esteem? Like, I can't
Totally.
even pretend to be the right person here. So how
Yeah.
am I ever going to show me? When actually it's you that will fit in.
Yeah. It's funny, the type of coaching that I do, ontological coaching, we always distinguish the gremlins that we use to navigate the world, to protect us, basically. And one of my gremlins that was identified her name is Playground Freelancer. So we name all the gremlins. And that gremlin in me is exactly what you just explained. So she is unbelievable at scanning a crowd and deciding who she needs to be in order to show up in that space.
Mm-hmm.
So I have spent a lot of my life on the bleachers, so to speak, of life, just kind of, yeah, no. Yeah, she looks safe. Nope, not that person, not that person. Oh yeah, that person's probably safe. You know what I mean? So then you show up and you miss out on so much. It's crazy.
I describe it as, I felt like I was standing on the edge of my life, trying to hold on, but not knowing if I actually want to go in or fall off. But I'm just on the edge, like going, what do I do now? I'm going to hold on because I don't know what's that way, but I don't want to step in because I don't know how to step in. I don't know who I need to be to step in. So you just cling on the edge going, where do I fit?
Yeah. And what are the emotions, classic emotions that are attached to that way of being?
Oh, well, I mean, for me, I created, is the emotions were, it's more that not good enough, that fear that someone's going to see the real you. They think you're, my hardest thing, so this is going into the fraud thing, my hardest thing when I had to come out and start sharing my story, was that people weren't going to believe me, because I'd created this confident person. So we're now going back to this value that I want to be this honest, authentic person. But I've created this persona. How can I then turn around and say, well, I'm actually not this confident person that I pretended to be inside? I've got pure anxiety. I've got OCD. I'm checking doors 20, 30, 40 times thinking, oh my God, you're a freak. If anyone knew this, but this is what we do. We create these things, these feelings, and it's from protection, because if anyone sees the real you and they don't accept you, where do you go from there?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you could identify the gift in the journey so far to date, what is it?
Do you know what? It's just being able to completely honest and listen to how I am. Like I had OCD, I had anxiety. The gift for me in all of this is being able to just learn to breathe through every day and trust the process. And I've been able to help so many people. Like I wouldn't have been able to do that had I not been through this whole journey, had I not gone. I mean, I'm the same as you. I've been coaching now for 4 years, and my life is completely different. I wouldn't even be able to do it. But all it is, it's just literally being able to have a conversation with someone saying, how are you? Like, what's going on? And I would never have done that before, because I couldn't ask someone that, because they would have seen me, and I didn't want them to see me because I didn't even know who I was.
Yeah. And that is such a great valid point, is you can only love someone as much as you love yourself, and you can only understand someone else as much as you understand yourself, and you can only be with someone else as much as you can be with yourself. Yeah. So the beauty of these conversations was, what I was hoping to share with people is the concept of us all being the same. Even though we're all uniquely different, we're actually ultimately all the same. We all are phenomenal human beings with so much potential. And the opportunity to step into our greatness and own all of that potential is there, should we accept it. And the thing that makes us different, I believe the thing that makes us different, is how we access the greatness and what we do with it. So that's my question for you, is I can see your greatness from over here. I mean, you're halfway around the world and I can still see it. It's the energy is so strong. How do you access, what's the doorway that you use to access your greatness?
For me, do you know what? It's just been, I've come from a place of pain. I got lost from the age of 18. And for me, it's in my greatest is knowing that it's not about me. Like everything that I did and that I've led through has been, how can I help someone else? If I can help one person feel better about a situation that I've overcome, or if I can help them through that. And it's kind of just grown from there, actually. And this is with what's going on in the world at the moment. I've just really gone into this whole, you know what, life's falling apart for a lot of people, but what can I do? I can help others. I can help with their mindset. I can do that. There was a quote I see the other day, and it was like, if you cannot take any more, then give. And I was like, that is just so powerful. If you can just lead with that, what can I do to help someone else? It's going to come back around. We're all going to be together. I mean, with everything that's going on, the one thing I'm seeing is love, connection, community. Like, it's such a wonderful thing. It's not a nice situation, but there's a lot of good stuff there. And it's really focusing on, like, where are you focusing? What's going on? I think I've gone sidetracked there, but hopefully I've answered that for you.
Totally. I wrote down the word love. As you were sharing that, I wrote down the word love. That's what I was hearing from over here. And it's so interesting because I so strongly believe that everyone accesses their greatness through the same basic doorways, one of them being love. Although through these conversations, I've added acceptance as one of the doorways and vulnerability through some of the other stories. But I've always felt that love, peace, joy, and freedom were your doorways, your portals to access your greatness. And that's totally what I'm hearing in your share, is so much love. Like, you have so much love to give, and that's how you access your greatness.
Yeah, and this was a real hard thing for me. So I actually just changed my bio on my Facebook. I had my worky bio on there, and I just put lead with love. Because I thought, you know what, at the moment, that is all we need to do, is just lead with love. Perfect. You know, you've seen some behaviour by some people, especially in the UK, with how they're acting in the shopping and stuff. And you just think, you know what, where's the love there? That's just for yourself. And it actually, if everyone could come together, then we're all going to get through this a lot smoother. But love for me was hard. I didn't accept a good love. With what happened to me, I didn't think I deserved it. So up until obviously leaving my children's dad a year and a half ago, I found it really hard. And I've spent the whole year in this shedding. Okay, what do I need to do? And it's loving myself. And I loved myself, I believed, but can only go to the level that we're conscious about. I've now shedded a whole new level of that. And actually, I'm not scared of love. I'm free to love, and it's just a whole different shift for me. But it does come from that, lead with love, because I've had to learn that we all deserve love, and a kind love, and if we can lead with that, then we will all come together.
Absolutely. So if you're tapping into your greatness through the power of love, how are you taking that? What is the platform that you're using to share that love and greatness with the world?
What do you mean, sorry, in terms of?
Like, some people are writing books, some people are doing podcast series, some people are social media influencers. I have the voice of choice, I coach.
So mine at the moment is social media. I was looking to get my book out by the end of the year. That may come forward depending on how long we're isolated for. And I've thought about things like, you know, podcasts and stuff like that. But I'm thinking of doing something at the moment, just obviously with what's going around, and just reaching out and just having some group conversations with people. Do you know what? Let's connect. And I think out of that, I'm going to find out what direction I want to go in. But for the moment, I'm do social media. I love going on other people's platforms and sharing with their audience and stuff like that. But yeah, for me, writing's my thing. I absolutely adore it, and that's definitely what I want to. My whole focus for this year was connection, conversations, writing, and coaching.
Connections, conversations,
Writing, and
writing,
coaching.
and coding.
And if you actually think about where we are in the world and with what's going on, then my wish has kind of come true.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I just go on, sorry.
Your powerful inspirational message for people around the coronavirus would be?
I've got to use that quote: if you can't take any more, then give. Because you get to a point, if you're stuck in your house or you can't reach out to someone who needs it, because when you come together, other people will come together for you. That's just so powerful at the moment, and that's what I'm seeing. The people that are thriving, and I say thriving not in business or anything like that, but thriving in themselves at the moment, are the people that are connecting with others. They're not going, oh my god, what's happening to me, because we're all in that situation. Just to give you an idea, like last week I lost 3 months of income in 24 hours, and the same day my nan started her cancer treatment, and I can't see her for 12 weeks. I see her weekly. And now my nan and granddad have got to go that alone. Like, I've got stuff going on, but we all have. Yeah. And we've got to focus on, do you know what? I can't do this, but I can do this. Right. So let's work on what we can do.
I love it.
And lead with love. There's a bonus one there. Lead with love.
Such a beautiful message. You know, we will make sure that we will link your social media, Chelsea, so that people that are really resonating with what you're saying and what you're sharing can reach out and connect with you. I feel like through this whole coronavirus thing, the world is asking us to pay attention.
Yeah.
You know, Mother Earth is saying, are you listening? Will you listen? Are you, you know, and part of the message is love. So I so appreciate you being here today and talking to us and sharing your perspective.
Thank you. There's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of pain, a lot of fear around. Some of it is unnecessary, created by things that are being pumped out and around. But actually, what I've seen is a lot of love, a lot of connection, a lot of communities. You know, you go out on a Sunday, or you go out for a walk, and there's families together. And I just think, you know what, this is amazing that you're seeing this. Let's hope it continues.
I agree totally. Keep spreading your love and your beautiful smile on social media, which I love seeing. And thank you for being halfway around the world and actually being in my office with me today. I feel so honored that we connected through social media, and I look forward to chatting again with you in the future.
Lovely. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Take good care of yourself. Stay safe.
All right. Take care. You too.
Okay. Bye-bye, Chelsea.
Bye-bye.